Hello everyone, my name is Jacob Reed, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about Season 4 of Rick and Morty, and my thoughts on each and every episode of them. And I thought this video might be too long to talk about all 10 episodes, so I will split the video up. So this week I'll be talking about episodes 1 through 5, and next Thursday I'll be talking about episodes 6 through 10. So let's get started now. Episode 1 was called Edge of Morty, Rick Die Repeat. I thought this was a really great episode. It might be my favorite in the first half of the season, tied with the 5th episode. It was a great action-packed episode and a great way to start the season. I liked all the ways Morty saw himself dying and how he thought, like, if he could live long enough, he could be with Jessica. Then it turns out that that's just going to be Jessica's future job, is consoling dying people. It's just such a weird job she wants, but you know, I don't know. That was so, like, oh, come on, you know. I liked all the times Rick died and he woke up in a fascist worlds. Like, they all happened to be fascist worlds. First we got normal, like, Nazi Morty, then we got Nazis but shrimp, then we got Nazis but cats. It's just, like, that's just the default, is Nazi world. It's just, why does it have to be the default? It's so funny. I like hologram, when Rick was a hologram, and he claimed that he was all fine being a hologram until he actually became a human, and then he kind of went power mad and just tried to kill everybody. I thought that was really funny. So all in all, this is a really great episode. I gave that episode 1, Edge of Morty, an A-. Moving on to episode 2, The Old Man in the Seat. This was a solid episode that I enjoyed, given the high expectations of episode 1. Jerry, I like the subplot of Jerry being stupid enough to develop the aliens app. It just kind of shows how a lot of people fall for fake internet schemes, you know, like the Nigerian prince schemes and things. I like that one of the head of the aliens was voiced by Sam Neill. Some of you guys might know him from Jurassic Park, or one of my favorite TV shows, Peaky Blinders. I thought it was kind of fun to see him and Rick and Morty. Completely comedy role. I've never seen him in that before. I like the plot that Rick goes to extreme lengths to find the man who used his toilet, and it was so ridiculous, and of course something you would expect from Rick and Morty. But when Rick finally meets him and he tries to kill him, he finds out that this guy feels like his life is worthless, and he later kind of comes to the realization that he should live life to the fullest, but he dies doing that. So that makes Rick extremely depressed, and makes Rick realize that maybe his life is useless too. That's a kind of a good plot twist to end the episode on. Slightly depressing, but if Rick and Morty is one thing, it's depressing but also funny. It's like this really sad show, but underneath the comedy, you know, it's like some sad subtext underneath a mostly comedy show. Okay, so let's move on to, I gave episode 2 the Old Man in the Seat a B. So let's move on to episode 3, One Crew Over the Cuckoo's Morty. This episode was kind of a deconstruction of the heist genre, and kind of showed how stupid some of these movies could be sometimes. It's mostly a parody of movies like Ocean's 11, where he puts together a group of people to pull a heist. It reminded me a lot of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine heist episodes, how they'd always do it around Halloween, and then they started doing it around Cinco de Mayo and Valentine's Day and Easter, like late last season. But anyway, it was fun seeing Mr. Poopy Butthole again, since he's definitely my favorite character in all of Rick and Morty. See, where is he? He's right here. I like the bizarre, like, premise of where he is now, being a African American women's studies teacher, but also being a martial arts master, and he was able to beat up all of his students in such a weird scene. It's not really explained. I mean, it's kind of explained, but who knows? it fits his character perfectly, though, so I'm not going to complain. I like the fact that Rick orchestrated the entire heist just to sway Morty away from leaving him and making a Netflix movie. So he planned all of this to keep Morty with him. So it kind of reinforces the mentally abusive relationship we have between Rick and Morty, still making it funny though. So yeah, it shows how selfish yet intelligent, well thought out Rick's plans are. So I gave that episode, episode 3, the one crew over the Crew Morty, a B. Now let's move on to episode 4, Clan Order, Special Victims Morty. This was probably my least favorite episode in the entire series, but it still had some good moments. I just didn't like this one that much. I thought the plot of the horny, sex-bonding dragons was a parody of Game of Thrones, but it just wasn't that funny in my opinion. And if you're gonna make fun of Game of Thrones, like, you have an entire season of content to make fun of. Season 8 was like a gold mine for making fun of. You kind of missed the opportunity there. But I did like the Jerry subplot a lot though, where he found the talking cat. And Jerry just wants to know why this talking cat could talk, and the talking cat's like, "Ooh, you don't need to know, I'm just a talking cat, don't mind me." But then the talking cat starts to annoy everybody, and with his mysteriousness, they just want to have fun. But the talking cat's all like, "Ooh, you don't know why I talk, I'll never tell you." They don't even care though, except for Jerry. Jerry still cares. And I like how they don't really tell us why the talking cat could talk, but apparently the reasons are so traumatic and sickening that it makes Rick and Jerry puke, and then Rick erases Jerry's memory just out of pity because of how traumatizing the cat's backstory is. This is very, like, leaves it up to your interpretation. What did this cat do? What did the people do to the cat? We're never gonna know. But we don't really need to know, because that was the whole premise of the subplot. So yeah, like, the main part of the episode I really did not like at all, but the subplot was pretty good. So even though this is the worst episode of Rick and Morty in my opinion, I'm still going to give it a C, which I thought was pretty generous. Moving on to episode 5, Battlestar Galactica. The title, of course, is a parody of Battlestar Galactica, one of my favorite sci-fi shows of all time. This episode was the best of the first half of the season, tied with episode 1, I think. Episode 1 and 5, like, they had a really good one to start off with and a really good one to end on, and then kind of still good average episodes in the middle. So yeah, this is the first time time travel has been used in the series, but it was developed by these snake people. I like how the space snakes used time travel as a way of kind of parodying Terminator, and I love the whole 5-minute long sequence of these snakes kind of going on real human events, but it's all in snake language. Like, we don't hear a human talk for like 5 minutes. It's just forever, and it was the most funniest thing. I love when Rick and Morty does these really drawn out jokes. You don't know when it's gonna end, and they just go on with it. It's so funny. It's one of my favorite parts of the show. I like the snake jazz. Knowing me, I'm a huge jazz fan. I really wish snake jazz was real, because I would definitely like listen to that. I hope Spotify someday gets a whole playlist of snake jazz. Would fulfill me, make 2020 less terrible. Snake jazz could save us. I like how the future Rick and the future Morty had to do all of the heavy lifting, and then they make past Rick and Morty do it, so it kind of completes the cycle of the episode. We have future Rick and Morty having to clean up all these messes. They finally get to enjoy Christmas, and then they leave them cleaning up the messes to the past Rick and Morty. You know, that way there's no plot holes. And like the way that Morty gets a black eye, Rick just has to punch him in the face. I'm sure he took no enjoyment out of that at all. He definitely did. But yeah, that was a really funny episode. I give that one an A-. So let's talk about my overall feelings on the first half of the season. Overall, the first half of the season was kind of a mixed bag. You know, we had some really good episodes, one really bad episode, and a few, like, average, still really funny episodes. It wasn't as good as the full 3 seasons of the show, or the second half of season 4, which I'll talk about next week. It was still really funny though, and Rick and Morty remains my second favorite adult animated comedy on TV right now. The first is The Venture Brothers, of course. Hopefully that show comes back sometime in the next 2 years. That show takes forever, but at least we have Rick and Morty to pacify us. So yeah, overall I give the first 5 episodes of Rick and Morty a B. Which is, that's good. That's good. It was a good 5 episodes. So yeah, like I said, I'll talk about the next 5 episodes of season 4 next Thursday. I started reviewing episodes. I started with posting videos every Sunday and Thursday now instead of just Sunday. Sundays I'll be talking about books and comic books, while Thursdays I'll be talking about TV and movies and some, all the miscellaneous stuff I post on here. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know your thoughts about the first half of the season in the comments, and have a nice day, everybody. Stay safe.